And we're back live. It's Venomisto, moving the meter, loud verse, dance music for the 22nd century. You know what it is, what it do, what it does, what it did. So how's everybody doing out there tonight? About to get into another little stream here. Moving the meter. Consider your fucking meter moved. Alright, so booting up. Alright, great. So what we're going to actually do tonight is a vocal extraction stream. So it's been a while since we've done one of these. Let's hop on in. We're still working on the track Wolves by Selena Gomez, Marshmello, and like 5 other people. But there's a little breathy section that our extracts separation didn't get to. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop in here and use the full Audionamics technology Trax Pro 3 SP to extract this breathy part, or at least do the best job we can on it. So let's take a listen here. Let's also lower that a little bit. Holy shit. Alright, I was hearing it louder because I was monitoring it through loopback. Let's no. So, but they don't M8O. Just checking we got chat working. Had some issues lately. Whoa. What's good, Snow Peeps? Facebook does not, it's not working properly. In any case, I'll like my own comment. That's what we're going for. All right, so I'll be honest, it's not going to be easy, but I got some advice from my man Doc Vapors, who helped me. Where's the draggy thing? Here we go. I set up my touch bar to actually, I don't know, on stream maybe about a year ago, I set up my touch bar to work with Audionamics. Early this year I did on stream, so it's pretty cool. So on my laptop I've got all the controls to switch between down at the bottom here, but when I've got the full setup here, it's not as it doesn't have as much utility. But let's take a look. So if you haven't used this software before, it's super dope. Allows you to extract out vocals from the backing instrumental, or vice versa. The other side of the coin is you can use it to create an acapella by removing those vocals. So actually, why don't we take a quick listen to what it automatically did just when I first started it up. It's pretty good. So there's a little snare and drums in there. You can actually do some special processing on it, but then you bring it into the spectral editor, and this will initialize, and you can see this is a whole spectrogram that we can go in here and do some more fine-grained edits to get rid of the thing that we don't want, whether it's too much of the backing instrumental bleeding through into the vocal that we're trying to extract, or too much of the vocal bleeding through into the acapella that we're trying to create. So it's non-destructive too, by the way. Here's the music, here's the vocal. Whatever you take out of one goes into the other one. Now, if you're interested to find out more about this and you just happen to be watching this stream after the fact, or live. Definitely check out my YouTube channel. It's Venomisto. I have a whole 5-part series and more pro tip videos on how to use this software if you're interested in creating acapellas. So that being said, check that out if you want to learn more how to use the software. So right now I'm not going to talk to it too much, and I'm just going to try and bang out a little separation here. So you know what I actually should do? Let's open up Ableton, because what I should do is I'm not going to be, because the way the software works is it sends the changes you've made up to the cloud, does the extraction there, then sends it back down. But because we're only extracting a little part of the song, why don't I bring the track into Ableton, and what I can do in this case is actually, if I bring the track into Ableton, then I can shorten it to just the part we care about so that the extractions will go faster. It looks like I already did this back on January 27th. That would make sense. Let's take a listen to this. All right, perfect. So that's good. So instead, what we're going to do is, instead of doing the whole track just for that one little part, let's start a new project, which I might have already done before. Wolves Breath Short. Don't look at that. Oh, okay. Let's do it. We'll do the new. Fucking Sanunu'd him. So yeah, you just drag the audio file on, and the program force closes on you. It happens. Happens once in a while with any type of program, you know. Very, very solid technology, though. Not always the most solid desktop app, especially when I'm streaming and running all kinds of software to support the streaming. But very solid technology and very powerful. So don't let that deter you. So I'm going to drag it in, and now what I have is the automatic extraction option. So in this case, I think I was recommended to go melodic only. So it's going to initialize, package it up, send it up to the cloud, and then send it back down. Holla if you hear me, though. The estimated time is notoriously inaccurate. Yeah, it just went from 15 to 39 to 40 to 20 to 18 to finished. And then I can hit Alt-A. It will zoom all the way out and show me what I've got, which is interesting. It's not really doing shit. So I'm going to have to do most of this work myself. You can see a little bit there. I have kind of notoriously bad pitch, actually. Yeah. Da-da-da. So we go. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. These things don't seem to be lining up. Take the tail off a little bit. So what we're doing is, this is the spectrum from way down yonder to all the way up high. And we're drawing in where the pitch should be, and then we can hit separate, and it will package it up again, send that data to the server, and because you've drawn in this pitch guide, it will be more likely to identify the spots where the vocal is. So you can see it here. Da 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 da. So it's just going down the B minor scale. Da, 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 how to get to you. Okay, so these needed to be a little bit tighter, as you can see here. Let's go ahead and rerun the separation. So up here, we have our list of separations that we've run. It will give you automatic and refined. And then down here, if you do more processing, you'll see them in this list. And then you can also do comps, or really typically just do one comp. So that's the idea there. All right, so let's hear this. versus, let's go ahead and save. That's a pretty good start. We can work with that. Versus this. What was it? Yeah. It was actually nothing. Yeah, it just got these couple clicks. So basically it was so non-musical, the breaths, that it didn't even extract anything automatically. Oop. I might want to cut the tail off. So that's a ha. She basically takes a breath in here. So let's take the tail off a little bit here. She takes a pause. So it's ha. Ha. Da, da, da. Ooh, to get to you. I'll spare my viewership that me singing along to this, but that's the idea. So actually, let's try these with the shorter tail and see how these compare to the ones with the longer tail. So let's go ahead and rerun the separation. It will calculate the pitch guide and return us the updated vocal extraction. These breathy parts are tough. I'm actually going to do a pro tip video where I show how to get a whispery video. There's a Banks track, Fuck With Myself, which is a lot of whispers. And it's tough because the algorithm by default can't really identify the difference as easily between the melodic content, which is just whispers, which doesn't really necessarily have a melody. You're not engaging the voice box when you're whispering, and the backing instrumental. So it's definitely more of a challenge. You can use these consonant markers, which I think is going to be my next step after we refine this pitch guide a little bit more. So we've got a couple, it's the same phrase. This one has longer tails and a little bit more flow through them, connection. This one has shorter tails and separate. So let's see what got us a better separation so far. Solo the vocals. These are way better. These two are way better. So you might be hearing the kind of the trap hi-hats over on the side. We can get rid of that. So that will be possible. What's up, Ricardo? How's it going, man? Da, 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 da. What we'll do there is we're going to bring it into the spectral editor, and we'll get rid of that using the pan-specific view and something called Smart Attenuate, the gain reduction tool. We're just going to hit our grab bag and go through a couple things. Let's get this tail right, though. Run this puppy again. Get some water, get some wine. Oh, we're not connected to Twitch. Not on my chat aggregator. What's up? What's up, Twitch? I don't know what's up, Twitch. All right, cool. Okay. Let's try. Let's go ahead and save first. Let's try just marking these with consonant tool. Because this is good for picking up plosives, for picking up sibilant sounds. Again, consonants that use more air and don't engage the voice box. It's good at picking up. So it can work well for whispery type, breathy type stuff. Let's hear. Can I? Yeah, it's not as helpful to A-B between those, right? Oh, okay, that is the last one. Can I return to... Yeah, playhead return on stop. Yeah. You can hear a lot more air on it. Interesting. I'm trying to think what's going to sit best in our arrangement. I think the first one's going to, believe it or not. Let's run this again. I don't think we'll have the consonant marker in this case. I feel like it was better before I did that last edit. Just undo a few of them and rerun it. That estimated time is difficult, you know. With an engineering background, it's no problem to make light of. It seems like it would be easy, but there's actually a lot that goes into it, particularly when you're talking about a cloud solution. Okay, so let's chop these tails a little bit here. Cool. We getting there. So we can switch over to the process tab and start to add some short and long reverb to see how that will be. And then we'll jump into the spectral editor and try and get rid of some of those trap percussion sounds. And, you know, this is a remix. I'm not going to spend a million years on this part. I'd like to use this part for a middle section of the remix. Okay. Well, I missed a spot here and here. But then let's hear it with the full. Yeah, I'm going to use it for the middle part. If you've heard the unfinished version, it's got the marimba and the strings, and where I kind of flip out on the djembe. In that part is where I want to put this. In that part is where I want to put this. That's where I want to put this. That's where I want to put this sample. All right. Okay. It's all right. So I can take this guide. I can run the HQ. I explain this in the tutorial videos that I do. Again, on my YouTube channel, that's Venomisto. The processing is going to do a totally new separation using a totally different algorithm, using your pitch guide. These two ones, the post-processing tools, these are going to take the separation that you've already run, either automatic or refined, and do more to it. So I think that's an important distinction that can get lost. Let's hear how the HQ did. That's not good. Wow. That can happen. Let's hear this one. All right, so HQ is not always great. It's not always the right one. We can try not HQ and with short reverb. You also don't want too many process files over here. You can run into just memory issues if you have a ton open. So once I've found one I like, I typically delete the other ones. You always have automatic and refined. All right, let's hear this. It's definitely not better. That's interesting again. So we'll use refined. Let's go for long. The long verb. The long arm of the long gun. I love doing this stuff though. I had a little brain fart earlier working on the keyboard. I still don't know exactly what happened there, but I love doing this stuff. The vocal extraction. It's fun. So let's hear this. Yeah, you know, the best one has definitely been just the straight refined one that we ran. Nice and breathy and big. Let's try one more. Let's try using the refined and just doing a consonance boost and nothing else. Which you don't need the consonant marker for, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to bust out the manual for that, but you don't need consonant boost. It doesn't look at where the consonant markers are. It just boosts all consonants in general, I believe. This one's going to be interesting. Okay, so let me first off delete HQ, delete short verb. None of those ended up working out for us. And if this was a project that we're doing for, client work or something else, or something where it's going to be used in a really, it's the lead, because this is a breathy part that I'm going to chop up after I bring it into my DAW and use as basically a melodic part in the middle of the track. I'm honestly being a little bit sloppy as I go through and do it. I'm not taking the most care. So let's A/B test these. So we've got our refined one, which we liked. And now consonants. It's definitely getting more of the trap hi-hats. So, post-processing tools, we can do drum reduction. Let's give this a try. Sometimes it can almost sound like you're low-passing all the vocals, so it's not always ideal. Sometimes it can work. Probably what I'd do for this is I'm going to go to the spectral editor next, and because it's such a short phrase, pardon me, I can reduce the drums myself. But let's hear this. Yeah, it smooths them out. That's not going to work great for us in this case. And again, because it's such a small phrase we're doing, 15 seconds, I can go and do it myself. Now, this is interesting. We have options here for pan, frequency, smoothing things out, ambience, tonal noise, other controls. I think what I'm going to do is jump right to the spectral editor because, again, it's a small passage, and I would only use that post-processing tool if I had a lot to do. In this case, because I've got a short phrase, I don't mind coming in here, using pan-specific view, using some other stuff, and just, watch. Let's get rid of this snare first off. So this is the vocal. You see that snare right in the middle. We'll be able to get rid of that. Now here is the music. So if we listen closely, we'll be able to hear some of the vocal left behind that we haven't been able to extract yet. You can almost, again, we could get at this were we to really need it. It's all a matter of how much time you want to spend on it, which is great. We used extract stems for, for all of the rest of the track, and it did a great job on the standard vocals. This part, it didn't do a good job at just because it is so breathy. So what I'm going to show here is the Smart Attenuate tool. Now, I have a pro tip video on this. What this is going to do, let me do the marquee. What this is going to do is I'll make a selection. Okay, there's the snare hit, all right? Now the learning size is what's around it. Can you see that thin blue area? I can center it, move it over here. It's going to look at everything else around it. Basically, it's going to say, what is different about my main selection versus the learning area? And then remove everything in the main section that's not like the learning area. So in this case, we've got the nice, the partials of the harmonic content. Now we attenuate that out, and the snare is going to be a lot softer. Versus, let's do a double attenuate. Sometimes that can work well. Yeah. Another thing we can actually do is come in here and, especially up here, we can just lower the, I can open up the gain tool and just lower it down, 80%. I might not do that in this case because I know I'm going to be using it in a remix, and I'm going to have a snare on the 2 and the 4 anyway. I am going to get rid of this, though. So I can just hit Command X. This, too, is... That's music, not voice. That's an interesting click that it's getting. Let's take this puppy right out. Command X. So we can do some basic cleanup here. What we want to do, Control A. There was a couple other of these clicks. Yeah, I'm actually not sure what this is, but we'll Command X it away. How's everybody doing out there tonight? It's really it's a big storm in my neck of the woods. So we'll come back through here. Let's just get these first big clicks out. I love doing the spectral editor. It's definitely really where you can kind of be a little bit more creative with how you go about approaching these things. And, you know, the people that I know that use this tool, they all have a different approach for, you know, again, what they're trying to accomplish, which we talk a lot about in my video tutorials. You know, begin with the end in mind. What are you trying to accomplish? Don't just say, I'm going to run a vocal extraction. Are you doing a remix? Are you doing a forensic thing? Are you doing something in post? Are you doing something for a movie? You know, what are you doing? And then that will kind of depend on your tolerance level for some of the issues that may present themselves. So in this case, what I'm going to do is turn on the pan specific view. Now we've got these two sliders. Now it's only going to show what's inside these sliders. Now a lot of the times we can do a little mid-side type situation. Okay, no hats over there. You can see it turned it to mono because we're just literally summing everything in the in the spectral field. Yeah, these hats are more center than I was hoping they would be. How much are they? Do they go over to the left side? Not really. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do for this one is actually, you know, in this case, you could go and do some type of noise reduction or tonal noise balance. I'm actually going to just remove these. So I'm going to go in and select all these percussive elements, and I'm holding down the shift key. So as I come through and use the marquee tool, I'm going to do a bunch at once, which is great. So hopefully I can do this in like 4 big patterns. And these are all the kind of clicky trap style percussive elements that fucking Marshmallow added. So Command X. Now it's going to remove all these. A couple more I can get rid of. Little things, really. And again, because it's only this sliver of the stereo field, although to be honest, it is kind of right in the middle, so it is messing with her vocal. But again, this is a breathy part. It's not super. I mean, she's not even saying words. What are you doing, Selena? It's not super important that we get the cleanest separation. So again, my tolerance is higher because I know for what purpose I've opened Tracks Pro. So we'll go through. The brightness represents the amplitude of the audio content. This is great. I'm going to do this part separate here. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Command X. See, that's vocals. To get. So for here, what I'm actually going to do is select it, take the gain tool, and lower it like 20%. I don't want to take it out because there is a lot of the vocal content there, but there's just a bunch of trap crap there. It's softer. Cool. Pants. The trap crap. In your eyes, there's a heavy blue. Want to love. And what, man, I get this song stuck in my head pretty bad sometimes. I've been hearing it for like a month and a half now for a lot of my production sessions. That's how it goes. My girlfriend doesn't like to hear my tracks before they're done because she said, at least this is what she says, she'll get sick of them and then not appreciate them as much once they're finished. Oh, what the heck? It's almost like it missed these. I might have gone too thin on them and not given it enough to select. Yeah, a little bit more here. Honestly, which I didn't speak to this video, but I'm just removing these by seeing what it looks like. Again here, because you can kind of see, you know, recognize the pattern, right? Oh yeah, that's a trap hi-hat. Cool. So last go around here. It's the last hoorah, and then what we'll switch out of pan specific view so we can see how this sounds now with the full stereo field back enabled. Let me address that snare on its own. You know what? We'll take some of it out. All right, so now I'll switch this off. We're going to go back to seeing the left and the right. Hit Command A to zoom out, and let's listen to the whole phrase now. Should not have as many of those trap hi-hats, which were panned slightly right. You know, it's tough when they're a roll, right? Let's try here reducing the tonal noise balance. So we'll say it's going to be, we want to take down the noise, balance it maybe 50% there. This can be good. I like to do it twice on 50 instead of once on 100. It's pretty good, right? So I'll do the same thing for this snare. Give it a double process. Let's do it again. What would be interesting actually is to see how this does on these crappy drums. It takes out too much, yeah. Well, what if we did something like this? What if I go ahead and I select, let's save it. I think we're getting in a good place. What if I go ahead and select all this and then go tonal noise, but not that much. We're going to reduce the noise by a third and only balance this by half. Like that can be kind of tasteful. So it is what it is with this. Where we're at, I'm feeling like it's a pretty good amount of work I'm looking to put into this breathy part. Again, we're going to chop it up. Once we bring it into our DAW, we'll add standard stuff like EQ, reverb, compression, exciter, not in that order, of course. Harmonize it, chop it up. It's going to be sitting in an arrangement with drums the entire time. So it's not some type of forensic thing that has to be completely dialed in. So at this point, let's go ahead and render the spectral down. And what we can do is come back over here to the process screen, see them together, and just A/B it. So you can see it's definitely a little bit duller, I'll say, but it has less of the hi-hat. Way less snare. It's such friggin' auto-tune there. It's so, auto-tuned so bad. Those might be the only two that I actually go ahead and use. Like just these two parts. Because the man, I thought Selena was a better singer than that. I don't know what, she wasn't hitting that, and then Marshmello turned the fucking auto-tune way up, like to dial it right in, but especially at the end of the song, she's like, "Oh, to get to you." But yeah, you know, that's the basic idea of what we're trying to do here. I think those two phrases will work well. I would say if this is your first time watching a vocal extraction stream from me, it's not the best representative example for all those reasons that I talked about. It's one little part we're trying to get out, but that's what we do on stream. We make, you know, we're making multimedia productions at the end of the day, and so a little bit of audio, a little bit of lights, a little bit of video. You know, we were working with Final Cut Pro the other night. You might have seen it earlier tonight. I was working with NTEX DMXs to do a little bit of lights, learning a couple of spot intimidator duos that I got. So, yeah, so that's what we did on stream tonight, all fitting into the larger vision of this music video that I'm working on. So, but if you are interested in more vocal extraction content, definitely check out my YouTube channel. You can go ahead and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Do this every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday night, doing different parts of that multimedia vision like I talked about. Check out some pro tips. Definitely got the 5-part video tutorial series. And if you want to find out more about this program, I'm actually a sponsored artist for Audionamics. So you can go to audionamics.com. That's AUDIONAMIX, where they have their full suite of products. This is their flagship one, ADX Trax Pro 3 SP, but there actually is an entry-level piece of software that they just put out called X-Track Stems, And that's what I've done the entire rest of the remix with it. Essentially, you don't get the process screen, the pitch guide refinement, the spectral editor, or any of those power tools, but who cares, because the algorithm is strong enough to get you 95% of the way there. And then you can export it right to native instrument stems format. It will also separate out the drums and percussive elements. So that's $99. You should definitely check that out if you're interested in doing these types of remixes for, songs that are heating up the Spotify charts, but they're so new, you can't find an acapella of them yet. So that's what I've been using it for, along with some other post-production work and client work, and it's a great tool for what I need it for. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining the stream. Again, go ahead and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Like the video, leave a comment if there's something you'd like to see more of or something you'd like to see less of. If you want to check out my music stuff, you can go to venomisto.com, where my latest single, You Don't Really, is out. It's a little 85 BPM down-tempo number. It's got the Isotope vocal synth on it, doing some cool stuff with my vocals. That's an original track. I've got a B3 Hammond solo on it, which is pretty dope, which it's been getting good feedback, so that was really fun. Programmed the drums using TuneTrack Superior Drummer, so nice kind of change of pace from some of the standard house, faster, dancier tracks I've been working on. So, hey, that's been Moving the Meter. If you loved it, tell a friend. If you hated it, tell an enemy. Until next time, hasta luego, hasta luego, a biento, peace.